Hello, I'm Angela Princeville, and on this segment of Ask AP, the question I'm answering is my child support is 3,500 a month approximately. It is too high. I want shared parenting so my wife can work and also support the kids. And there's a lot to unpack in that question. So first is the sentiment that your child support payments are too high. The second is you want shared parenting of your children. And my understanding is the reason for the shared parenting, as you say, so that your wife, I'm imagining it's your ex-wife in this situation, probably not divorced yet, so your wife can work and also support the kids. So your assumption is that if she's working and supporting the kids, that you may not pay support so high. These are assumptions that I'm making. As I said, there's a lot to unpack in that question. So I'll take it from the top. First, the child support amount you're paying is based on your income. And I know that it's a lot. The child support amounts take a lot out of a person's income. I am not oblivious to that. Um, However, there are guidelines, and child support is completely based on the guidelines, what the guidelines say, um, based on your income. So there's not a lot of room for negotiating if your income is less than $150,000. And even then, I found that when it comes to child support, a lot of times the judges would still go with what the table amount is, even for people whose incomes are 300,000 and even over. So that's something that you need to be mindful of. So that's one. That the child support amount, if it's based on the guidelines, then it is what it is. Now, are there opportunities to claim undue hardship and all of that? There is, but I don't see that applying in your case. For starters, the for you to be having to pay $3,500 a month in child support. I'm imagining you must be in a higher income bracket, so it would be hard to make out an undue hardship claim. Now, I get that there might be other factors at play, so that could be something to consider. But part of the undue hardship test is a comparison of the standards of living in both homes. So if your wife isn't working, um, then chances are her home might be of the lower income household, and that might affect your claim for undue hardship. Again, those are a lot of assumptions that I'm making there. I don't know if she's repartnered and all of that. So there's always, of course, like everything's based on the facts, and this is the reason why you get independent legal advice. So you could actually, have a full out consultation and flesh out some of these details. So I will do my best, but if some of my assumptions are wrong, I apologize there. And so the other part of this, so now that we've said, well, the table amount is the table amount, there's really not much you can do in arguing about whether, or, in paying that in terms of the amount. The second part of it, you're thinking, well, if you have a shared arrangement, then at least she can work, she can also support the kids. And you are right. If she is working and supporting and earning an income, and you have a shared parenting arrangement, then yes, absolutely, it would reduce, it could, I shouldn't say, it could reduce your child support payments. The factors that I would like you to put in mind is what level of income is she going to earn, right? Um, it might not be significant enough to reduce your support obligation to a level that would make it worth it for you. And now you have the kids, 50% of the time. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to have the children with you half the time because that's the sort of relationship you want to cultivate, that's fantastic. If, however, there's nothing wrong, on the other hand, to say, well, I have a demanding work schedule and it makes more sense for the other parent to take care of these children primarily so that I could go out there and, do what I need to do to provide for my family. So there's nothing wrong with that. So if you want this shared parenting arrangement just for the sake of having the relationship with your children, then absolutely go for it. But if you're thinking, well, and this is an erroneous impression a lot of people have, that if you have a shared parenting arrangement, then you automatically pay half the child support amount Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. What you pay would be a set off, and it's essentially a lot of it would have to do with how much income she's earning. So if you get the children have the time for her to go get a minimum wage job, the economics of it might not work out. However, you might get the benefit of that shared parenting arrangement. And even and there might be other factors too that prevent her from working, right? I don't know what her medical situation is. I don't know, I just use the, minimum wage example. Maybe she can, maybe she has a career that she could go back into and earn a lot more, or maybe she just doesn't have those skills. And maybe, it would be difficult for her to even get a minimum wage job to support the kids. And like I said, it's kind of that vicious circle. You could get that minimum wage job and it doesn't really make a difference, much of a difference. It would make some difference to the support amount you're paying, but might not make enough to justify um, it if the only reason is so that you can reduce the support amount of child support that you're paying. So yes, my advice to you is look at parenting from a perspective of what you want to do. If you want your children 50% of the time, then that's definitely something worthwhile to pursue. But if it's from the perspective of reducing child support, I would really advise that you have a consultation with a lawyer where you could run the numbers and things like that. So that's it for today. And until next time, it's bye for now.